Oh, wow. Wow. What a performance. Bears improved to 3-0 in the preseason. Doesn't really mean anything, but hey, 3-0. Cool. Hang the banner. They win 27-3 over the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, come on. They win by scoring 33 points. They've only let up 9 total points in the 2 mainline preseason games. They haven't let up the 2 touchdowns in the Hall of Fame game. But if you are considering only the 2 games that they have played where everyone plays instead of the extra game they get to play, they haven't let up a touchdown. They put up just 9 points and no touchdowns. Defense is playing out of their mind. They let up just 3 to the Bengals today, which was scored on a last-second field goal to end the first half. But I mean, man, that's awesome. It's the only home preseason game the Bears get this year, and they showed out. We were looking. There were a couple shots during the game where they showed Soldier Field. Place was pretty packed for a preseason game, but there's a big reason why. All the locals in Chicago are coming to see what the hype is all about with Caleb Williams. Now, I'm going to be honest. There are a couple plays that everyone's looking at. They're like, oh, man, this is why Caleb Williams is going to be a Hall of Famer, or blah, blah, blah. They're going to, their overreactions are, they're coming around, as things do with certain young quarterbacks, especially with this franchise. But I implore people to put on the brakes for just a moment. He played 5 series, played through the entire first half, and I'm very happy that they did. It's something that he needed to get some game experience and needed to play. He really did need to play in as much as he did in this game, especially after the first quarter performance. But let's be honest, that first series, not good. Incompletion looking for Keenan Allen, incompletion looking for Gerald Everett, and then throws it out of bounds, takes an intentional grounding penalty. That is stuff that Caleb Williams is going to have to learn. And if he's going to make a bad mistake like that, throwing it out of bounds, taking an intentional grounding penalty, better be in the preseason where it really doesn't matter and learn to be better than do it in the regular season. So, it stinks. But if he's going to have that kind of a bad mistake, better it be in that situation than on a crucial situation late in the game in the regular season. I'd rather him make that mistake then. Second 2 series, the 2 series after that, not that good either. Also 3 and outs. It was a rough start for the Bears offense today. And, that's something that I think they're going to realize and they're going to go into film. And I think that's going to be good as a learning opportunity for all the guys in the offense to be like, okay, that did not work. And let's see how we can fix that for the last preseason game against Kansas City and, of course, the regular season. So I think that while it was not good in the first quarter, there's stuff to take away. And I know that the guys in the locker room and on the coaching staff are going to be able to take and help the players improve upon. But yeah, not good to start the game. Really not good. I was getting really nervous. I'm like, dude, he just overthrew a receiver behind. He was throwing behind. He was overthrowing me. He overthrew a receiver once or twice in this game. It was just like, oh no. But in the second quarter, things got a little better. That fourth series, they got down. They kicked a field goal. Sure, not a bad series. But it was that final series of the first half that was really where we got to see Caleb Williams shine. It's where we really got to see what the Bears offense is kind of capable of. Though I didn't like the decision to throw it deep to Tyler Scott. More so, I didn't like that Tyler Scott was the one running that route. I think the throw placement was pretty good. It was just a little out of his reach. He did draw the penalty, which, sometimes as a receiver, it's not a terrible thing if you don't make the catch, but you draw the penalty. If you think about it practically, you're like, okay, didn't make the catch, but, it's a penalty that's going to cost, the opposition in that case, it's like 40, 50 yards of a penalty. It was ridiculous. But that put the Bears in a perfect position to go and score. And Caleb Williams, on the next play, No, that led to the field goal. That led to the field goal. My bad. That led to the field goal, if I'm correct. I'm getting a little blurry. But, that led to the field goal, which, they made that work. That translates to some points. Sure. So, yes, I was right. I double-checked. The drive where the deep pass to Tyler Scott was taken for a penalty, that was their first scoring drive. They put up some points on the board. It was the first points of the game because guess what? The Bears' defense was playing great. Granted, it was against the Bengals' third-string quarterback in Logan Woodside because Jake Browning wasn't in at all today. But, they did their job, and that's exactly what they should be doing against a guy like Logan Woodside in that offense. They shut him out, did a great job there, and then they get the ball back. They forced a ton of punts. They got the interception. Blackwell with a great tip, and Bonbamiga with the interception as it just floats up in the air right in the breadbasket. And I mean that was great. The defense was able to hold them off when they threatened. They forced 2 turnovers. I don't know if Logan Woodside was the one throwing this one, but the one that Terrell Smith intercepted in the second half was also a great jump of the route. But I'll get to the second half in a minute. But the defense did their job in the first half, and after forcing another punt late in the first half, that's when Caleb Williams took over. Couple big chunk plays, throw and a completion in Simba Webster. I mean, it's kind of interesting how he's still been able to find a way to keep on the team, whether that be on the practice squad, but he's still hanging around in the organization. He shows up every now and then. It's kind of interesting. Then Simba Webster makes a catch for a good, nice first down, and then Khalil Herbert able to pull out a nice move, I guess. I don't know. He reverses course, goes one way, sees the whole team's going that way. He reverses the field and is able to get around the edge and break off for a nice big run, 20 yards. And then we get to the throw that everyone has been posting since the conclusion, since it even happened. I mean, wow. Caleb Williams steps up in the pocket. Now it's just he just spins away to get out of pressure, rolls to his left and just chucks it up, and he drops it right into the arms of Rome Odunze. We have not really heard his name much this offseason because everyone's talking about Caleb Williams. Rome Odunze is the real deal. We forget that he's one of the best receiver. I think he was the best receiver in college football, best contested catch receiver. And this ball was just placed perfectly right in the breadbasket it was covered very well. Just a perfect pass from Caleb Williams, and Rome Odunze is a guy that you can count on to make that catch. That is what we're going to be able to see throughout the regular season. That's what we're hoping to be seeing more of as we get closer to the regular season and into the regular season. And that was Rome Odunze's first catch in a Bears uniform. His first touch was a jet sweep, I think on the first play, that fourth drive earlier in the quarter, where he took a jet sweep and just ran for a nice first down and everything, kind of jump-started the offense a little bit. So, I mean, that was nice just to be able to see him touch the ball. On the very next play, after Williams connects with Odunze for that deep pass, Caleb Williams rolls to his right, being chased by a defender, a little stutter step, hesitates, loses him as he runs towards the sideline, just fires it right in the end zone last second, and Odunze catches it. The problem is Odunze was a little out of bounds, so the catch does not count for a touchdown, but still a ridiculous play. Just in that goal line scenario, really, really nice footwork. Just makes the defender hesitate even just a little bit, and he's able to make some space to be able to make that throw. Rome Odunze just didn't have... He made a little bit of an adjustment right before he makes the catch, but he backs up into out of the end zone and makes the catch. But, that shouldn't take away the effort that Caleb Williams had on that play. That's something that Rome Odunze will be looking at in film this week. I'm pretty sure everyone and their mother knows he's going to be looking at that play. He's not going to make that mistake very often in the future. But, that's just something that happens. But, he is a rookie. It's just his second NFL game. That was the second time he had caught a pass in the NFL. Granted, it was out of bounds, so it didn't count as a reception. But, that was the second time he actually hauled into pass. It was the first time he was in the end zone for a completion, or what would have been completion. So, I'm not going to hold it against him too much, especially because Caleb Williams, 2 plays later, scrambling away from 2 Bengals linemen. With Caleb Williams keeping his eyes downfield, quickly looking behind him to notice where the guy behind him is, escapes the pressure, still keeps his eyes downfield looking to throw. At the last second, Tevin Jenkins is in front of him. He's like, I'm just going to run this in. And he does for his first NFL touchdown. It's a rushing touchdown, weirdly enough. And Bears go up 10-0. They surrender the 3 points, the only 3 points they would allow at the end of the half. And it was just all Bears after that. Look, everyone's going to be talking about Caleb Williams, but you know who else had a good day? Tyson Bagent. The guy who's been there now for 2 years, the guy, the shepherd. Won 2 games for the Bears last year. What a guy. He was on fire. I think he went 7 of 8 and threw 2 touchdowns, no picks. Only had 1 incompletion. Now, granted, it was against the Bengals, either second or third stringers, but still, a good day. And not only that, Tyson Bagent was making some good throws, some good catches from receivers too. Dante Pettis has been, I have personally joked around with my brother a ton about Dante Pettis is just bad at football. But he was making a couple nice catches throughout the day. Had that nice catch in the middle of the field. And of course, then he caught 2 touchdown passes. He was wide open for one of them. And then Tyson Bagent with a great throw, placing it in a place where only Dante Pettis can make a catch, hauls it in. They connected for 2 touchdowns. I really liked what I saw from Tyson Bagent. Pettis actually looked pretty good today, and honestly showed today why he was consistently on NFL rosters. Even if he was jumping around from team to team, he was still on NFL rosters as a depth piece. Because while he's inconsistent, he can still make some good catches every now and then. But yeah, then Brett Rippon came in. Freddie Sway made a nice catch. Brendan Bates had a nice catch on a 4th down. There were some nice catches from the Bears receivers today. I liked what I saw from the passing offense from all 3 quarterbacks. But then you got the defense, man. Kyler Gordon was everywhere today. And he was a ball hawk. As much as you could consider the way he played as a ball hawk, but he was everywhere. He was coming up with big tackles on 3rd and short run plays. He just rocked Logan Woodside early in the game. It was just, I don't know how, and that's a perfect example of why Logan Woodside is not a starter in the NFL. This isn't even on his blind side. He's on his front side, and he's just staring downfield looking for a receiver. Does not realize Kyler Gordon, there's no one blocking, and Kyler Gordon is just a straight shot, and he just blows him up. Oh my gosh. Kyler Gordon had a couple great plays today. That, of course, being the highlight, just rocked him. And, there was no way that Bengals team was doing anything offensively. Of course, as well, the defense picked off Logan Woodside twice. Agbamamiga and Smith with the 2 interceptions. The defense was just stopping the run. They weren't allowing a ton of passing yards. And when they got in across midfield, they stifled that offense. They couldn't get anything going once they crossed the 50. So I think it was a great defensive effort, and I think that Eberflus is going to be very proud about that effort. And I'm really interested to see how all this stuff transpires in the Hard Knocks episode. Comes out on Tuesday. Of course, we're going to be able to see all the stuff on the aftermath of that Buffalo game. We're going to see those joint practices that the Bears and Bengals had together, where from what it sounded like, the Bears were the better team. So I'm interested to see what happens with those joint practices. Of course, the aftermath of this game will probably be in next week's episode, but seeing what leads up to this game and how this game goes, how Eberflus reacts, I think this was a great game all around. Lots to look at and be like, yeah, that was a really good all-around performance. The first quarter was really rough, though. So there's a lot of things that I think the first offense is going to need to learn to get better and to be able to make sure that they're ready for the regular season. I think there's stuff that can be improved on, of course, as there always is when you're watching preseason games. But I think all around from the team, this was a massive win. Of course, now the Bears will be going for a perfect 4-0 in the preseason. They play on the road at Arrowhead against the Kansas City Chiefs on Thursday. Be interested to see what happens in the final preseason game and if Caleb Williams plays at all, because usually the third game is usually when if there's one game throughout the postseason that the starters or the preseason that the starters won't play, it's usually the last one. I don't think that Caleb Williams will not see any action. I think he'll play it for a little bit, but I don't think it will be anywhere near as extended as we saw today. So I'm interested to see what comes going forward for this team as we enter the last preseason game, and then of course preparing for the regular season. So yeah, lots of great stuff today from the Bears, but will it translate to the regular season? Who knows at this point? Preseason wins mean nothing. But it is nice to see the Bears play and comfortably win and just have fun watching football. Not have all these emotions tensed up all the time. Just watching some football and just having a good time. But that's what it is when you're watching teams that you don't really care about. But it's kind of nice when when you watch your team play and you're not all wrapped in all the emotions. You just get to watch for fun. Especially when your team wins by 24 points. But they got one more game. They've played phenomenal. They've got a plus 51 point differential in their last 2 games. Woo! Oh, baby. And man, I'm excited to see where this team goes. Things are looking pretty good. But anyways, I've been going on for a while. That's it. I don't got any more thoughts about what happened. I'm just very pleased with how things went. It's the Bears' only home preseason game, and they delivered for the fans in Chicago. We'll see what they do on the road in Kansas City next week. And of course, then it's the dreaded 2-week wait until the regular season. But anyways, that's it for me. If you enjoyed, please give a like to this video and subscribe if you want to see more content from me. Of course, for the last preseason game and then in the regular season, when the games actually matter. Because these are all just fun and games. I mean, we're not even in the games that matter at this point. So please, subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you thought. If you have any opinions on what you saw in this game, please let me know. I'd love to talk. And yeah, we'll see what happens. And I will see you guys later. Bye.